Despite his chosen name, Oleksandr s1mple Kostyliev can be a bit of an enigma.
Please stay. Yeah!
Map point looking to be confirmed.
Oh no,
As
s1mple.
Nitro, oh, nearly got knifed. s1mple, of course, trying to push it through. And it's in style? With a bit of sass.
If it goes overtime now, Matt.
Is this gonna happen?
If it does happen now, that's going to be one of the silliest knife attempts ever. Like, don't, if you're able to close out a game, don't knife anyone, please.
Information that he's at long and in the open, Stewie. He taps on his pistol as well. He uses in the open, Stewie's got another pistol. The knife does cost them, and Liquid take the game in overtime. Double overtime at that.
But it's that mysterious and unpredictable aura that makes the Ukrainian sniper more appealing. And over the years, he's amassed legions of fans with his signature blend of incredible plays and his devil-may-care attitude.
One more. Hey man, last one.
But it's not just the reputation he's crafted in Counter-Strike that gets people talking. You see, s1mple is a guy who hasn't avoided controversy.
Germans. See ya in hell, Germans. Можно повалить ебало, когда я выхожу, пытаюсь, блядь, взять раунд его. Ебануться.
He's passionate about some things you might not expect.
Hey!
And even more importantly, he's the reason you can put the Hokage in your mouth.
Believe it! Believe it! So believe it!
So today we're taking a look at the facts about s1mple, both widely known and less discussed. Because when it comes to the lore of one of Counter-Strike's greatest ever players, the falling off is, well, just the tip of the iceberg.
See double smokes in the same place there. s1mple just jumping casually into the side. He's gonna fall down again. What is this clutch from s1mple? Are you serious? What is that? You can't do that, s1mple. That's not allowed. This is not FPL. This is a major.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some stuff you might be familiar with, but don't worry, things are gonna get pretty weird pretty fast. There's a lot to cover about everyone's favorite expectation shatterer, so let's jump right onto the surface of the s1mple iceberg. Graffiti tattoo. If you've heard of s1mple, chances are it's because of his falling op play on Cash, one of the hypest and quite frankly unlikeliest highlights in CS. A play so iconic it earned the Ukrainian maestro his own graffiti on the map. But s1mple took it a step further, tagging his own body with a tattoo that recreates the iconic moment too.
Here's eye with no scope and here's a bullet.
You know, a lot of people struggle with deciding what to get tattooed on their body. But I guess it's easy when you can just create highlight plays at will like s1mple. Twitch bans. While s1mple has certainly mellowed out from earlier days...
Thank you for game, Dumas.
Thank you.
Really nice to play with you. You're playing like bitch.
He's been banned several times on Twitch, 4 to be exact. Most recently, it was for saying a homophobic slur on stream, although s1mple argued he was only using it as part of his attempt to get a teammate to stop saying the word. And the worst part? During several of these bans, there were accounts pretending to be s1mple to scam people that were still live on Twitch.
There's someone in my house eating my birthday cake with my family, and it's not me.
Major problems. Oh god, it's like a joke, holy f***. Despite being widely considered one of the greatest CS players playing now and all time, s1mple has yet to win a Valve major. And while he's made grand finals on 2 separate occasions with different teams, both of the opponents that trumped him were era-defining rosters, SK Gaming and Astralis. So how important is winning a major to s1mple? Well, he's told his streaming audience that he has no plans on ending his hunt for one.
Would you really quit CS to play Valorant? Listen, if I was Astralis that won 4 majors, I would probably think about this, you know? But since I have 0 major, I'll keep grinding.
Friction with Elige. Even before he joined Team Liquid in 2016, s1mple was known for having a bit of a toxic streak in him.
Nice, simple man.
Shut up, you fucking old.
So it was no surprise to anyone when tensions started to form between the Ukrainian superstar and his new North American teammates. And while the team managed some truly impressive results, the chemistry between s1mple and Olej eventually soured to the point where Liquid had to make some tough decisions, which Hiko talked about with Dexerto.
At the time, the way that s1mple's personality was and the way that Olej's personality was, there's no way that we would have been able to keep both of them. It just would not have happened. There were so many problems we had. There were so many personality clashes and so many fights that we got into that were just like stupid fights if you like looking like from an outside looking in.
In the end, it was s1mple's homesick return to Ukraine that gave him the clarity of mind to move on from the roster, and ultimately away from Olej. Although the two have seemingly settled their issues since, and have at least mutual respect for one another.
It wasn't really anything about like having two-star players. I think that it was just a very obvious personality conflicts within the team, throughout the whole team, to be completely honest. So it was very tough, and I think that changes needed to happen, and we had to do them, just straight up.
Okay, so maybe s1mple's stint in North America didn't give him the results he hoped for, but at least it gave the CSGO community one of its greatest ever memes.
What he's doing? Why you bully me? You bitch, why you bully me? Everyone asking.
Okay, so I think that's enough of the surface. It's time for us to go a little bit deeper. Friendship with Hiko. Speaking of relationships that began on Team Liquid, s1mple's friendship with Hiko is an enduring reminder that the game is about more than just results. It can also be about camaraderie. Since s1mple's departure from Liquid in 2016, he has routinely pointed to Hiko as one of the best teammates he's ever played with.
Hiko is my fucking real brother. Hiko, you're my brother. You listen to me? You always was my brother, in bad days and in good days. In all major and all tournaments, in all Liquid. You're my real brother, dude.
The two first joined forces at a tournament when Hiko subbed in for Flipside Tactics at ESWC 2015, and then bonded during s1mple's tumultuous time on Liquid. Since then, the two have kept in contact and have nothing but good things to say about each other.
I see him as kind of like my younger brother in the scene.
Fucking real brother.
And you know, if he ever needs anything or needs help with anything, like he knows he can message me, and it's vice versa.
A bit of a showman. Now, this might not come as too big of a surprise, but s1mple's command of the spotlight extends beyond the server. If you spent any time at all watching his stream or pretty much any content he's been a part of, it's very clear that the man loves music, and singing specifically.
I don't want no scrub is a guy that can get no love from me. Taking on the passenger side of his best friend's ride, try to call on me.
The CSGO community was introduced to s1mple the Showman when a video surfaced online in 2015 of him performing a duet with his sister at what looks like some kind of school talent show. The song they're singing is called Just a Couple of Minutes by a pop band named T9, which was written for a Russian movie called Pick Up With No Rules.
Everything about this video is a disaster.
Oh my lord.
And although the quality of the cover is certainly questionable, and it's resulted in s1mple being memed upon by his fans, it hasn't discouraged the man from flexing his vocal cords at every given opportunity.
Hey!
On second thought, maybe he should stick to no-scopes. High sensitivity and desk posture. When it comes to mouse sensitivity in CS, many players swear by lower settings. Using more of your arm can spare your wrist some wear and tear, and potentially increase the accuracy of fine movements. But not all players agree, and s1mple plays at a sensitivity higher than many of his peers, with an effective DPI in Counter-Strike of over 1200.
Actually, he's in a good position too as well. This could be big! Magis gets denied. Did he see the second? He's going to see utility. Goes back for it. He wants more s1mple. He's got the bloodlust. He's up for this. Turns it. Oh, s1mple, it's so good. Dupree.
Whatever the reason he chose a higher sense, it's clearly working for him. But there's one more thing about his approach that's a bit different: his posture. Former CS champion and coach Ron Rambo Kim did an excellent breakdown of it on his YouTube channel, FPS Coach.
Another thing I want you to notice is his actual mechanical positions. So his aiming arm, you can see that he does have most his forearm on the table, and it's very level or horizontal with the table. It's like flat, right? Also notice how close his chest is to the table, and in order to support a decent posture with that forearm position, the closer you sit to the table, the better you are for your back.
2-year ESL ban. This is something you may have heard rumors of, but it is true that s1mple was banned for 2 years from ESL events. The initial 1-year ban was for cheating, but s1mple was never caught by VAC, only by ESL Wire. And of course he wasn't caught by VAC. I mean, does VAC catch anybody? In an interview with HLTV, s1mple explained that he was just showing his friend how to play with cheats. And to circumvent the suspension, he tried qualifying for ESL 1 Katowice 2015 with Courage Gaming, which only earned him another year's ban from ESL events. Fortunately, after the ban expired in 2016, s1mple was able to hit the reset button on his career with Team Liquid in the United States. Okay, so we're about halfway to our destination. Let's plunge even deeper. A cunning linguist. Okay, so s1mple has said that when he was younger, he dreamed of playing soccer like a number of other noteworthy CS players did. But at the time that he decided to commit fully to CS, he was actually studying Mandarin in university to become a Chinese translator. Certainly a unique choice of career, but I think CS fans are happy that he preferred to let his AK do the talking.
Flash off the door for the repeat. s1mple's got more. Massacre with the AK spray. Lovely to observe.
A bit of a homebody. Maybe it's not different from too many of us, but s1mple is a guy who'd prefer to kick it at home a lot of the time, or at least be close to his family. And even though he hasn't been on the road as much these days, back in 2017, s1mple told PGL that even when he retires, travel will remain an important aspect of his life.
It's like, I don't know, I just like to visit a lot of countries, so maybe in 10-15 years I'll stop CS and just visit all world.
Alright, brace yourselves because now we're heading into the deepest depths. Sure are a lot of fish down here. Anyone want some sushi? Weird apartment. Speaking of being a homebody, in 2018, s1mple gave a tour of his place at the time for the official Na'Vi CSGO YouTube channel. And if you thought you knew what s1mple's style was like, you were probably a bit surprised when you saw the decor.
Это мастер Йода.
Мастер Йода?
На правильный идти путь будешь ты.
Блядь, сука. But whether you like the deep purples and damask wallpaper in the living room or not, the entire tour kicked up a bit of a stir. Between the bright decor and the bedroom and the unique bathroom, it was a bit of a trip. But come on guys, isn't this a hell of a lot better than the backdrop we typically see from pro players? A mostly neutral colored bedroom with zero decoration, maybe some takeout trash piled in the edge of the frame. Whether or not you agree with his sense of taste, it seems fitting that s1mple's apartment would be, like the player himself, one of a kind.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch.
Sushi business. In addition to basically everyone he plays against, s1mple owns something else too. A sushi restaurant. He and 3 other co-owners, one of whom is his brother, opened a Kiev sushi restaurant called Ninja Sushi. It's a bit far for us to order takeout, but the restaurant's Facebook account has actually run a post promoting s1mple's connection to the business. They opened a Moscow location in 2019 as well. And while I couldn't find a menu item that specifically called out s1mple, they do have a role called the Hokage, almost certainly a reference to the sniper's love of Naruto.
Блять, ну как? Ну блять! I watched a lot Naruto. Like, I'm watching whole Naruto, yeah.
All of it?
Yeah, all of it, yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Actually, maybe Kakashi or Obito.
I mean, it's possible his brother and other co-owners also love Naruto, but it's not hard to see s1mple insisting on a reference here. Alright guys, so a lot of that stuff was pretty weird, but let's get to the reason that you've made it this far. It's time for us to descend to the bottom of the iceberg. He's kind of responsible for the Olofboost? Okay, so I figured out a way to get the Olofboost into this video. So travel back in time with me to DreamHack Winter 2014. s1mple was part of Hellraisers, and they ran into Fnatic in the group stage. Thanks in part to a big performance from s1mple, it was Hellraisers topping Group A and forcing the Swedes to the other side of the bracket. There, Fnatic immediately ran into LDLC, a team that was fine with playing Overpass, until, of course, they weren't.
Olofmeister is still waiting. The patience game coming. I can spot them coming out of Squeak door as well. He's here. He sees them down there. Straight headshot. They have no idea. Smith's looking confused and dazed, and there's going to be a follow-up headshot. Olofmeister, you've got to be kidding me. Takes down Hiroshima as well.
Had Fnatic been on the other side of the bracket, the boost and the now iconic drama that followed would have been way less likely. Overpass wasn't played, although it was set as an unneeded decider map in the 2-0 drubbing that s1mple's team received from NIP. It's certainly possible that without s1mple, the boost might not have been used at this event, and both CSGO history and our channel would be forever changed. Okay, feel free to come up for air now, the deep dive is done. Did you get enough weird s1mple facts? And is there someone that you'd like to see featured on this show in the future? Let me know in the comments below. God damn it, there's a fly in this room. I'll kill you, come on out. Everyone asking why you bully me. Did my head get the shot? I can't tell. Really? Ah! Get the fuck out of here. Okay, sorry, I scared him off. Easy. I'm not gonna do explicit T-Rex noises on this show.